Hey guys, welcome back to Grim Reaper, coming at you for another video for Raid Shadows. Today we are going to go over a clip from my stream to do with Silver Faction. This is a free-to-play team and with hardly any masteries or resources invested, and there's only one legendary, which was a fusion champion. So first of all, before we go into the run, I do want to point out a couple of key champions in the faction who isn't exactly in this team, which I think will be quite good and who is worth investing for his faction. If you're watching this, you're probably new to the channel, so make sure you stick around. But I generally would say there is quite a few champions in here. It's quite decent, and as you can see, I don't have a lot to choose from myself, but I do have OP gear, and that does generally help as well. So I didn't use a revive for this and stuff like that. So first of all, I kind of want to point her out. She was a guaranteed champion for 30 agent shards recently, and so a lot of you probably did pick her up. She attacks one enemy one time, so decreased attack is always nice. Now this is the same boss that does dwarfs and another faction, so I think it's undead, and he does a lot of damage. He ignores defense, so it is quite crazy, to be honest. She also turns her own turn meter up and places increased speed, which is really cool if you're a reviver, because it will help to get around to her skills way more. And then she will revive a ally with so it's a single revive on a 3-turn cooldown with, again, more turn meter and places a continuous heal. So yeah, very good kit. Also has a speed aura as well in factions, so that does generally help. Another one as well would probably be this dude. He's got some freezes in his kit, so he can definitely do a CC job and for crowd control, and also brings in a increased speed as well, which is kind of cool. This guy is probably the best epic in the game right now for hard mode in Fire Night as well, so that is something to also worry about. And then again, if you're going to invest in champions, you do generally want to go into that. Generally him, I don't think he would be too bad either. Poisons is quite good normally. He's got poison sensitivity, and he can also instantly detonate them as well. So, and then he has some type of increase HP and defense, so that also stacks as well. So yeah, that does reset on each ability though. And then I think this dude would be quite good. It does bring shields as well, and increases the duration of all buffs on all allies for 1 turn. So again, great in clan boss, and has a strengthen, taunt, and a counter attack on himself for that A1. So again, he at the moment he is a guaranteed epic for anyone that's level 50 or under. So yeah, as you can see, Eva god tier in his faction for sure. She would be god tier in his faction. I do have a 5-star blessing, but don't have the champion. Lady of Tyrant, who just come out with Bad Algazar younger version from the Arbiter missions, again would be fairly decent. Not incredibly S tier like Eva, but would be quite decent. And I think the rest are just fairly fine. Nothing really god tier. I do want to give a shout out though. I think this guy is a god tier rare in his faction. So if you are free to play or low spender, you generally can go check him out. He has a decreased attack on A1. He has an AoE on the A2, and then a veil and shields as well. So yeah, quite good, fairly well. So yeah, let's get into the replay then of this run. It's only about 4 minutes. I will speed this up a little bit, and this was done first time. A few of these people would know that I've done this in stream, so we did it first time and quite well. And then we'll come back, show the gear, and 1 set of masteries, because there's only 1 champion with masteries. There's no presets or anything like that, so it's full on auto, which is super nice as well. And that's how we got that big dirty disgusting stone here on my main account. So again, super nice. Anyway, let's get into it, and I'll see you after the video. Right, so as we saw, fairly good run, fairly easy, a lot of damage coming in. So I do want to talk about Darth right now. I think that he actually did quite a bit of damage, and his build is actually quite shocking on him, if I'm honest. His stats are not that incredible or that healthy at all. So again, his stats are not crazy. His attack is really low, his defense is really low, no reviver, but as you can see, we did bring in plenty of debuffs and stuff like that, and obviously we was running 2 stun sets as well. He also pointed out, it's worth saying, it has no masteries, so we do lose like quite a bit of attack and damage mitigation on him as well. But like, ideally you don't really need to build a lot of accuracy in his kit as well, because he does have an increased accuracy. The downside is this guy got a ton of extra turns, and I was so surprised on how hard this geezer hits. I've heard he's really good in clan boss in certain teams where you can use like relentless and stuff like that, but generally, like, this was a credible run, and he did a lot of damage, and he removed buffs like the block damage on level 20 quite consistently as well, which is nice to see. So doing the average job than the nuker. We are running 2 white dies, so both of them are booked, but she has no masteries. If you are struggling, come down to Fears of Presence tier 6 and then take like Steadfast, lasting gifts, and then just damage mitigation like blast proof, resurgence, and then delay death, etc. And then I would generally just go that way and pick up the Fears of Presence for the tier 6. Also take the Master Hexer as well on the support tree, just generally so you can decrease, spread that speed, decrease speed on an A2 instead on A1. Sorry, for 2 turns, it's for 3 turns. As you can see, we do have some accuracy just for the A1, which is to be decreased speed. You don't need accuracy in her kit otherwise, so that's worth pointing out. So we're just going to go accuracy there, HP, reaction, and then we've got HP, defense, and then just like broken sets up the top as well, which is generally quite healthy. No blessings, no blessings on the other epic as well, and again, no masteries, so this was a really budget team. We do have masteries on this one, and this is the only champion masteries. These masteries are like completely wrong, if I'm honest. They're not very good masteries. So her masteries were done for Hydra, and generally we tried her out in the Hydra run, and I did a showcase on her a couple of weeks ago now in Hydra. I will ping that video at the end if you do want to go check it out, because I know at the weekend she was a guaranteed void legendary for 30 voids, which I think personally was too much. But she did offer some value to Faction Wars and Hydra at lower level at least, and I think that in the future she could be experimented a bit more with teams. So yeah, a really good, solid epic, and bringing a lot of buffs and stuff like that. So again, I would copy the same masteries as the previous one. Again, so I did mention him already. But Shane Shadowbone of Tight Wrath, a rare champion coming into the fold, and stuff like that, generally just doing his thing. So we do have stun set. If honestly, should have put the 2 whites in the stun sets, but it was kind of nice just to have that on the A2. And again, he has no masteries, so again, Fizz's presence is not really a problem, and we didn't really need it. We wasn't struggling or anything like that, so we did build a little bit of accuracy as well, just generally because of the decreased attack on A1, but he does also bring increased speed on A3. Look at that, it's not even fully booked on the E4, so we're missing a book there, which I didn't even notice. And then obviously at the end we do have one legendary who is not booked at all, so we don't need to waste any books on her. She has no masteries. She's just generally in there as the 5th champion. As you can see, she's missing a banner. She's missing an amulet. She didn't have a lot going on. We just brought in a bolster set, which was just sitting around on my account. So we just threw on gear really on her, and we didn't really need it. It was still a overkill. Obviously, I could speed up this team way more if we had like masteries and stuff like that. But to be honest, I've cleared it now. I'm not really bothered about it too much. I will build a speed version at some point when I get a few better champions, which would be something that I'll look at. I do want to point out the Fusion though. The Fusion also will be his faction, and he will be God tier in his faction. So he'll bring you like a lot of value. So he's not someone I would just go for just faction wars, because I think it'd be great overall, especially in clan boss and in arena. I don't know if he'll be platinum level. I'm not too sure. I kind of want to see how he's paired up with champions like Ultimate Death Knight and stuff like that. So that is something that we will see in the future. Anyway, guys, there is a video. There is the team. Hopefully you guys like it. Definitely recommend to build it. And I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you have a great week. And I'll see you tomorrow, which will be the counts giveaway. So stay tuned for that. And it'll be a juicy one. And then congratulations to Igni, or whatever his name is, for winning the Trunda account. So anyway, hopefully he's enjoying it. I'll see you on the next video. I've been Green Reaper. Peace out.